All right, folks, so we worked on the front of the garage last class, left off here. We have a 24-inch space here, 32-inch space over here. We put in the header, the jack studs, all that. We're going to put in the double top plate, and then we'll talk about the stud spacing. So let's go ahead and insert our, what do we got? We got studs, or I think we called it garage parts. So in garage parts, it's going to be the front and the back top plate. Let's put that in there. We're going to need two of those. So let's go ahead and put them in. Never tried this before. I wonder if I can select both of them and kind of flip them around at the same time. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm going to flip them just to kind of get them oriented sort of the way I want them to go. And then we're going to start connecting them. As always, I think I'll put these two together first with my fasten constraint. Come on. There. And up here. All right. And then I'll put them both onto my connector stayed open to do the next one. So I'm going to do that corner and that corner. Now, the other one just won't go until I say okay, and then it'll get them both together. All right, now we're going to worry about the studs, and only the two studs that are going to show up, or maybe there will be three. So first we're going to put in the king studs. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to insert garage parts. There's the garage stud. That's what we want. We're going to need two of those. Let's just, yeah, we'll do two of those. And since I learned I can do it, I'm going to take both of those and sort of flip them up. There we go. So they're oriented the way I want. All right. Now, as we've done in the past, I should make you do it without me telling you. You know what the deal is, right? The center of this one has to be 16 inches from the end of the wall. So let's go ahead and, oh, nope, I'm sorry. These are king studs. My bad. Let's go ahead and, actually, I'll change what I'm doing and work on one side at a time. So I'll put my king stud in first, and then we'll do the one to the left of it, and then we'll kind of do the same similar thing on the other side. All right, good. And now this one, I'm going to put, doing my pattern, I'm going to choose the middle on this one, and then I'm going to choose this spot right here. Now, notice it's in the wrong spot, but I'm going to offset, and we're going to go along the x-axis for 16 inches. And make sure it went the right way. It did, and good. Now, the other side will not be symmetrical to this, okay? So we need to make sure that we are that we're doing this the right way. So let's go ahead and do this. Now, this is going to be a little weird. We're going to put in two of them, and then we'll talk about what's different than what we usually do. Whoops, I meant to do insert my garage parts, get myself a couple more garage studs. I almost chose a jack stud. I didn't mean to do that. Whoops, somehow I got three of them. I'll say okay, and I'll just delete one of those. There we go. All right, flip them up. Just kind of get them in the right spot. Let's put in the king stud first. The reason I'm not doing this one on Edpuzzle is because you can speed through stuff if you want. All right, now here's where things get different, because you might go, oh, well, let's put this one in 16 inches from the end. But remember, your pattern has to start from one end of the wall. Now, this, I'm not messing up on this one because this is going to be a by wall. It's going the whole distance. The side wall and the one that's against the house would be the butt walls. Or actually, there isn't one against the house. There's only 3 walls on this. So we are going to go ahead and figure out how to put this one a distance from here, okay, from the middle of this one. So, and we're going to do multiples of 16 and just figure out what it is. All right, so here we go. I've already got a fasten made up. I'm going to go the middle of this board and the middle of that stud that's over here that I just put in over here. Okay, now it's sharing the same space right now, right? It just moved into the other one, but I'm going to offset in the X direction. And let's try, it's a 16 foot, which means that I should be doing 10 times 16. Let's see if that works. Hit enter. Not even close. Oh, I was thinking 12 inches. Okay, so let's try 15 times 16. Nope, let's try 14 times 16. And that should be the right one. Now there might need to be another one in here. We will see what happens. Good. All right, now let's measure and see if it's more than 16, we're going to need another one. So we're going to measure from that point right there to the outside, the same thing, 21. So we are going to need another stud in there. And now I've forgotten what the multiple was, but that's okay. We're going to, now remember, it's not symmetrical. We're going to insert another garage part. We're going to insert another garage stud. All right, and then we will put that one in. All right, let's do this. So we are again going to, well, let's flip it up so I can see what I'm doing here. So we are again going to choose the middle of that board, in the middle of that first stud that I'd put in, way back at the beginning. Whoops, no, I didn't get that one. Okay, let's try that again. Click. Why aren't you showing up? Come on. There we go. All right, and we're going to go back to the middle of this first stud that I had put in. And remember, we're going along, offsetting along the x-axis. And I think the last one was 14 times 16, if I remember right. So this one should be 13 times 16. Whoa, not 8. That would be an asterisk. Forgot to hold the shift key down. And let's see how that looks when we hit enter to preview it. Yes, it's 13 times 16. And we now have our wall over there. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to place some cripples in here that go above. Now, all our other studs didn't have space up here, so we're going to have it be a little bit different this time, both here and on the side wall. So I'm going to experiment for a second, pause this video, and then I'll let you know how I want you to do this. All right, I figured it out. So here's what we need. We need 2 measurements. I need to know how far it is from this edge to that edge. So I'm going to do this from this point right here to that edge is 5.75 inches. So we need to subtract that out from the pattern and then remember that it's the right side edge. We also need to know how tall this is. So we need to know what our distance is from here to there, which is 27. Okay, so here's how to do this. This one's a little tricky, you'll have to watch. So we're going to place not a fasten mate, but we're going to make our own mate connector. We're going to click on that, come down here and click on this corner right here. Click. Now, before you say okay, we have to move it. We have to move it along the x-axis, and we're going to go that 16-inch pattern minus that 5.75 that already exists, and it should move over. Again, you might have it show up where you have to move it negative, or your axis might look different, but we want it over there, a total of that 10.25 inches. Okay, now come up here to the top. This is a new thing. We haven't done this yet, I don't think. We're going to create a Part Studio in context. And when you click that, it says to select a make connector. We're going to hover over that and click on it, and then hit check. Now, what's going to happen is it's going to go to this new Part Studio, but it's going to keep the assembly. It's kind of cool. So see how the assembly is still there? So we want to do sketch on the plane that is parallel to the front surface of this. And on this one, it's the top. Yours may not be that one, but it probably is. We're going to right click and say I want a new sketch. N for normal. P turns off the planes because I don't want to see those anymore, but I do need this little point. So we're going to draw a rectangle starting at that point, and we're going to go inward. Remember, we were to the outer edge, so we're going to go kind of make the thing to our left. And notice it won't hook up to that, and that's okay because we're going to make it the right size. So it's 1.5 wide after I've clicked, and then the other one is 27 tall. Okay. We're going to say OK to the sketch, and then we're going to extrude that. We're going to go the other direction, 3.5. And say good. We're going to come down here and rename this part as GAR. Now there's going to be cripples on the side, so we need to call this front, garage front cripple. And we also need to edit the appearance to whatever your lumber is. Good deal. Now, once you've got that in place, we're going to insert and go to assembly. Select items to insert. That's what I want. And now we've got that there. Now I can go ahead and turn off the visibility of that make connector because I don't need to see it anymore. And we should, now let's make sure before we move on, do a measurement here. And make sure that our distance from this line to that point is 16. Yes. Good. Okay, so now we can take that cripple and we're going to make a pattern out of it, and we're going to go every 16 inches all the way across. So we're going to do a linear pattern. What do we want? We want that. You could have chosen it from over here too. My direction is going to be along a line that goes the direction I want. And we need every 16 inches, and we need, I don't know, let's figure it out, 10 maybe. Oh, going the wrong way, got to flip the direction. Oh, I think I need 12. 12. There we go. So you need 12 of them, and that gets our cripples all the way across. Nice. So there is our garage front wall. Let's install this thing, shall we? So here we are at the house. And of course there would be anchor bolts and such holding that thing down. We'd also have different materials in here to make corners, but we're not doing that. So let's insert. I'm going to turn off the visibility of the land. Insert, we need assemblies, and it's going to be that garage front wall, which just also happens to be oriented the right way. Remember, it's always a good idea to group them. I'm going to group the garage front wall so that the parts don't move around, and I'm going to do one connection. There, come on, there. To the outside corner. Now this is thicker, but it's going to sit along the outside of the wall. All right, and there is our our garage front. You know, if I had to do it over again, I would probably make the 32-inch on the left and the 24-inch on the right, so that you're not driving close to the house on the way in. You got a little bit more space. But oh well, we didn't do it that way. Not going to change it now. All right. Let's see what kind of time we got. We've got time. Let's work on that side wall. So I need a measurement. This time I am not going to mess up like I did on the other walls on the house, and I'm going to subtract that 7 inches out. So it's 240 inches. That's 20 feet. So we're going to subtract out that 7 inches when we make the plates. So let's go to our garage parts, and we're going to turn on that sketch 1 we made before. Remember, we made a bunch of extras, and we're going to make another extrusion from one of these guys that's still there. Flip it, and we're going we'll do a little fancy math here. 20, it should do order of operations anyway, but I'm going to put parentheses anyway. So it's 20 times 12. Well, we did know it was 240 inches, so we can do 240 minus the 7. And yes, I know that that would be 233. I'm just thinking of what we're doing here. So 240 minus 7 will get us that plate. So this is going to be part 7. We will rename as GAR side plates, or plate. We'll use it for the bottom and the top. Now in the real world, we'd be using the bottom plate would be a pressure treated board so it doesn't rot. But we're not going to do that this time. So let's, we're not going to make it a different board. Just know that that would be true. So I'm going to edit the appearance to what I like. And we've got that plate ready to go. All right. Now, we're going to go back to, we're going to start a new assembly. Go over to your little plus, create assembly. And we're going to rename this as garage sidewall. All right. And let's go ahead and insert. And we're going to need garage parts. I'm going to need the side plate. I'm going to go ahead and put all 3 of them in here now. Hopefully this won't be too confusing. And we'll hit OK. Actually, I'm going to put in all my stuff that I'm going to need just to assemble this in. I'm going to need 2 studs just for the ends, just to get myself started. Now this wall is going to have 2 windows in it. Let's go ahead and take these just for my current orientation. I know I can move around it, but I also know that I like to be I like to orient based on this view cube being the front, just because that's what I'm used to. All right, so let's go ahead and start with our plates. Actually, I'm going to take these 2 and flip them up. There we go. Just so things are kind of oriented the right way. All right, now remember, we want to fix something. So I'm going to take this part down here, which is the plate I'm going to use as the bottom plate, and fix it. Make sure that something is held in place. Okay, I'm going to take now, I'm going to build this a little weirder than I usually do. I'm just going to kind of throw things together. So fastened, you know how to build walls right now. You should be able to skip or go fast through this. Whoops, I chose the wrong thing. As I talk about going fast, then I mess up. All right, there we go. That's what I want. And let's go put this on the top now. I'm gonna go here and here. Flip it. No, rotate, rotate. No. Go flip it back and rotate it. No, that is not what I wanted. Okay, I think I messed that up. Let me cancel that. Try it again. There we go. That's what I wanted. And finally, we're going to do this to this. And the other one will come when I hit check. All right, good. And let's put the other one on the other end. And we're looking good. All right, now this one, again, we're going to do like we normally do. We'll eliminate some that we don't want where the windows are going to go. So let's insert another stud. And flip it up. And again, do our normal process where we are going to connect the middle of this stud we just put into the end of the wall, and we're going to offset it that 16 inches. All right, good deal. And we're going to pattern that one. So let's get out of the fasten. We want to make a linear pattern of this last board going in the direction we want to go, and we are going to go every 16 inches. And right now it's going the wrong way for me, so I'm flipping it, and let's see how many we need. I forgot that. I keep forgetting that you can roll. Actually, if you highlight this number, you can roll it. That would have been helpful to know before, huh? So we wouldn't have to have done. Oh, that's so cool. So again, if you highlight the number and roll your mouse wheel, I know, and we did it by trial and error before. You learn something new every day. All right, so you're going to need 14 of them. All right. Oh, okay, I did it again, but that's okay because I can go back and fix one thing, and it's gonna be okay. Remember, you might have even been thinking it. You might have gone, you're supposed to make this a wall. It's a butt wall, which means that the pattern doesn't start 16 inches in. It starts 16 minus the 3.5 inch board that will already be there. So I'm going to go find that mate where I put in that board. It's not that. It's not that. It should be that one. Yeah, because the pattern is patterning that one. So find the one where that little blue mate shows up down there. Double click on it. And then I should have gone not 16, but 16 minus 3.5. Oh, it doesn't like it. It's mad at me. Okay, let me try that again. 16 minus 3.5. There we go. That's what should have happened. All right. That's looking good. And this wall, you will notice, is somewhat symmetrical, or close to symmetrical. Is 20 feet, 240 divided by 16, 240 divided by 16, is that? Yeah, okay, so it is symmetrical. So we are going to go make sure our windows are equally spaced. If you'll look, there is a you've got two windows kind of equally spaced, and we'll make them the same 40-inch window as this guy right here for aesthetics. So I think there, if you look, there's 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 2, 4, 6, 8. So the middle is right here. We'll start those windows here going right and here going left. So we need to get rid of the two studs to the left of that. So that will mean whatever these two are, I'll figure it out here. So so we want, let's see, in this pattern, 4, 6, we want that one and that one. So for mine, it's 7 and 8. And then we want, no, it wasn't 7 and 8. It's 6 and 7, my bad. 6 and 7 are going to go away. And then 2 more, and then that one. And then it will be 12 and 13. So there it should leave 4 in the middle, and then the 4 on the outside, and then we'll eliminate those two. Click, and we're going to suppress those to get rid of that. All right, this video has gone on long enough, so I think we will take a picture of that as it is right now, and a picture of your front wall installed, and we'll call it a day, and we'll come back and put the windows in this one next time. All right, folks, have a good day. We'll see you next time.